Greetings, gaming citizens. Mike here, and if you look at the calendar, you know exactly what time it is. It is June Direct speculation time. It's basically a yearly tradition at this point for me to try and see what big announcements Nintendo will make for the latter half of a particular year and see how many of those predictions fall apart. But we're in a very unique point of time right now because the Switch 2 is basically confirmed at this point. We don't know anything about what it looks like except for the leaks, but you know, they've done all but show it off to the public. So this is really just the last major direct, or maybe second to last if September gives us anything, where we're getting an idea of what the Switch first party lineup is going to give us for 2024. And this direct is going to focus on games releasing in the latter half of 2024. So this is really the Switch's last hurrah before the Switch Attach, or whatever they call it, comes out or gets revealed. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So I am going to preface that this will be a bit of a smaller direct. I think it's going to be focused more on third-party support. You're going to sprinkle a couple of first-party games in there, but I don't think we're going to see a lot because, there's a very dry second half of 2024. If you look at Nintendo's first-party lineup, we have, nothing for the last third of the year. But anyway, to start off, I'm going to predict the presentation date is either June 6th or June 13th because they like to do things on Thursday. Thursdays for us, Fridays for them. They like to do it then. That's probably the easiest thing to predict here. But going into the first party stuff, the only game that we know about is going to be Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and I think at best we're going to get a teaser, and that's about it, because realistically, what else can you really show? It's just an HD remaster of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and that's literally it. I don't know if you expected anything, huge out of this, but it definitely is going to do what it sets out to do. So we're probably just going to get a teaser that says, hey, surprise, this comes out in 2 weeks. But yeah, other than that, we don't really have any first party games. So maybe they can talk about Metroid Prime 4? Not even statistically, eventually I'll get it right. If I say it enough times, it'll happen. I don't know, every time I try to predict Metroid Prime 4, an angel loses its wings, so who the hell knows at this point? Could be a Switch 2 launch title, and we don't even know. But speaking of the Switch 2, it is my thought that to close out the Direct, they are going to give us a range, or perhaps even a date, that the Switch 2 will be revealed. Because we saw that the Switch reveal event was a whole event. It was a whole video showcase with an in-person audience, if you remember that from back in 2016, I want to say. So I feel like at the end of this direct, they're going to announce when that's going to be for the Switch 2. So technically not a first-party game, but I think it's still something worth putting out there. And then for the last of the first-party stuff, I think they're going to just announce the next Splatfest for Splatoon 3. That seems like a given. Not really much else to say there. But going into the third-party stuff, we have a little bit of stuff going on here, and for most of these third-party games, I will have Amazon affiliate links in the description down below if you want to pre-order those, if Amazon is your preferred way of getting games. A little bit of the money goes to me. Link in the description down below. So first, we've got Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, the essentially definitive edition, but expanded upon. I believe they're adding more story. I think definitely some quality of life improvements. Kind of like your SMT4 Apocalypse, your Persona 5 Royal, where you have the definitive edition of the game coming out. Editor put on screen if I am wrong about any of that, but that comes out June 14th. So if you're like me and haven't tried Shin Megami Tensei 5 yet, this might be the version to pick up. Speaking of definitive versions, we also have Monster Hunter Stories, the first one, as a matter of fact. It's getting remade and put onto the Switch. But also, they are making a collection of the first and second games. So the first game is going to be on the cartridge. The second game requires a download. But they are releasing the collection of those two for $60. Once again, description down below, Amazon affiliate link. If you haven't played Monster Hunter Stories and you're kind of a fan of more turn-based combat, similar to Pokemon, I've heard, that could be an interesting game for you to pick up because it's not like Pokemon's getting any better right now. On June 25th, we also have Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I don't have a lot to say about this. Monkey Ball. If you liked Banana Mania, you're probably gonna like this. It looks like a good Monkey Ball game. Whatever that means. Can you tell I've never played Monkey Ball? But that's definitely coming out June 25th, so I guess it's worth keeping an eye out for if you want just a fun little... Well, I guess fun, but also frustrating. Fun-strating. We're gonna make that a word now. Next, we have The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak coming out July 5th. So for those who are not familiar with the Trails series, there's quite a few story arcs. There's like the Crossbell arc, there's the Cold Steel arc, like the Cold Steel games. Apparently this game, and I did a bit of research on this, it takes place 1 year after Trails into Reverie, and it is apparently the epilogue to the Crossbell and Cold Steel arcs. So if I get this right, and like JRPG content creators, correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong, this means that this will be the end of like a huge story arc, and like games coming after that will be the start of a new one. Greetings, gaming citizens. Editor Mike here. I did some additional research because, well, I didn't want to sound completely unsure in the video as to how the Trails series works. So, the r/Falcom, Falcom is the developer of the Trails series, I was able to figure out where this game falls. So, according to some comments on a post on Reddit, so, Trails in the Sky is a trilogy and is the liberal arc. Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure is the Crossbell arc that I mentioned, and then the Cold Steel games is the Erebonia arc. All the games are connected. Reverie is a sort of epilogue and ties up some loose threads while also setting up the next game, which is Daybreak, and it's the beginning of the Calvard arc. So, hopefully that clarity helps you there. It certainly helped me. Once again, JRPG content creators, if I did get this wrong or if this post was inaccurate, please let me know in the comments down below, because I have zero clue. Alright, back to the video. I don't know anything about the Trails series, and my old PR rep at NIS didn't really know either when I tried Trails into Reverie, so I'm kind of in the dark on this one, but I have heard the Trails series is excellent. If you want to give it a try, I would talk to the Trails fandom about where to start, but if you're a Trails fan and you're pretty caught up with the series, you can pre-order with my Amazon affiliate link down below. It takes you to the deluxe edition, which is still retail price of $60, so, I mean, with the art book and all that, that's a pretty decent value. NIS definitely delivers. I might be a little biased in saying that. Skipping ahead to September, we're really, kind of skipping ahead in time. Can you tell how few games are coming out for the Switch right now? We've got Funko Fusion. That's it. I don't have anything to say. It's a Funko video game. If you're like the 5 people in the human population that for some reason give a flying about this game, good for you. That sure exists. But October 10th, we have Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, which, if I'm not mistaken, is either a port or a remake of the 3DS game. It exists! I really wish I had more to say about this. If nothing else, it looks fun. Is that good? Have I appeased the Fantasy Life fans that are watching this video? Like, it looks like a perfectly adequate video game. It looks fun. That comes out October 10th. There wasn't an affiliate, or there wasn't like an Amazon link for it, from what I could find, but I'm sure you could pre-order it somewhere, or maybe pre-orders aren't open yet, and this is the direct where they announce that. Who knows? Getting into a couple of indie games. These are just a handful of indies that I know for sure are coming out, with the sources that I get my predictions from. So going into this, we have Bo Path of the Teal Lotus, July 18th. Uh, I'm a fan of the visual style more than anything. It looks like a visually interesting game, and I actually might put this on my list of indies to look into. That list is definitely not getting any shorter with the recent kind of indie boom we had this month with, Animal Well, Little Kitty Big City, like a bunch of excellent indie games coming out the same day. So judging by, some of these indie games, it's only going to get better. Speaking of better, how much better can you get than Cats? On August 8th, we get Cat Quest 3, which, when it was first announced, was my wake up call of there were two others. I did not know there were two other Cat Quest games, so if you tried those and you enjoyed them, third one coming out August 8th. It sure looks like a cat game. It actually does look pretty fun. I kind of want to pick up the other Cat Quest games myself. After they showed off 3, it got me pretty interested. Another series I've been meaning to jump into, Steam World. Specifically, Steam World Heist 2 comes out August 8th. I don't really know much about Steam World. Again, visually interesting, but also the gameplay I hear is really fun. If you've played like Steam World Dig or even the first Heist game, this is definitely something to keep an eye out for. I might look into this myself. I have like Steam World Dig on my wish list, so this is something I'll probably look into if and when I get around to playing Heist, or if and when I get around to playing Dig, and then maybe Heist 1. And then the last one I have written down, say it with me, kids. Hollow Knight Silksong. Again, statistically, I'll eventually get it right. It could be in like 5 days, it could be in 5 years. I will keep saying Silksong until it happens. Eventually, I'll be right. I don't really know what to say. At this point, Silksong is a bigger troll than Half-Life 3, and we all know how much people like to speculate about the existence of Half-Life 3. I don't know. Like, at this point, they're just messing with us with, I think, like a release date showed up on the Xbox Game Pass store for like, the release year was like $29.99, so within the next 900 years, we'll probably get it. Long after I'm out of here. Um, but yeah, on that very speculative note, that's about all the predictions I had. Like I said, gonna be kind of a slow direct, or not slow, but it's gonna be a bit lackluster in terms of first party support. I think it's gonna be heavily carried by third party games because clearly there's quite a few more third party games compared to first party stuff. But as I have learned several times over, Nintendo does like to surprise us a bit, and if there's anything Nintendo PR has told me, they definitely get excited when there's stuff that even we don't know about, that like Pyoro or Midori don't even know about. Stuff that like takes us all by surprise, like Thousand Year Door remake kind of caught us all off guard. So they could have something up their sleeve to kind of sustain us through the end of 2024. Who actually knows? But I want to know, what else do you think will be announced in the June Direct? This is kind of like the big deal Direct um, of the year, generally speaking, but also because it's probably one of the last ones we'll get of the Switch 1 era. The pressure's not on, but the lack of first party support is definitely showing. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, if any of these games are interesting to you, Amazon affiliate links will be in the description down below, so that supports the channel. So with that, stay vibing and thriving, everyone. I will see you in the next one.